Y'all can thank 1UpCAD for that little extra delay of my return. Hold on. I think the music is kind of super stupid loud. Why is the music so loud? Is that better? Okay, I think now the music is better. There should be ducking. It's ducking. It's ducking. It was just, for some reason, the output level was way too loud. How y'all doing? I hope everyone has had a ridiculously awesome month. Life happened, y'all. Life happened. No ducking on the output too, y'all. Check, check, check. Did I turn off the ducking? Hold on. Hold on. Filters. Ducking should be on. I see the levels go way down when I talk. And then they bump back up. Check, 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 check. Do you hear ducking? Do you hear ducking? Now it's good. Okay, okay. How is everyone? It's been a flippin' hot minute, hasn't it? You know what? I'll turn it down just a little bit more. How about that? Is that better? Hopefully that's better. Hopefully that's better. I've also noticed that my mic levels are... Oh, there we go. That's why they're... No? My mic is like peaking out too low as well. I don't know what's going on. That might be why it didn't sound like ducking was the thing. June 17th was the last stream. Oh my god, it's been a long time, hasn't it? God darn it. Why is you come back to streaming and then your audio is all wonked up, isn't it? That's just kind of how it works. Oh, you know what? You know what I think it is? Do I have... Hold on. Is this working better? I think I might need... Oh, you know what it is? I see what it is. There we go. Oh. Now I'm clipping according to the thing. How about now? Okay. No, it still seems a little bit high. Let me turn off the compressor. Okay. Nah, still high? Okay. Let's see if this is better. Okay, much better. Okay. Things got adjusted while I was gone. But yes, life has definitely happened over the last 6 weeks, I guess. A little less than 6 weeks. But it's been absolutely crazy and off the hook around here. I went to Japan. I returned from Japan. I knew I was going to be in Japan for 2 weeks, so I had to get a whole bunch of work out the door before I left for Japan. And all kinds of stuff hit the fan in terms of just stuff that needed to get done before I went out the door. It has been all okay, Rambling Geek. Then I got home from Japan. And I had that joyous thing called absolutely ridiculous jet lag. And it took a good 2 weeks to start feeling back to normal. I normally recover fairly quickly from jet lag. The 14-hour difference or 10-hour difference, depending on which way you look about it, I did not. Thankfully, in Japan, it barely seemed to hit me. I think it might have been the level of excitement and adrenaline and everything going into being in Japan, which was a absolute bucket list trip for us. X coming in with the how many months is that? 48 months. We've got a 4-year-old. No, subscribed for 57 months. 57 months, X. Thank you so much. One of the OGs in the stream, coming in with 57 months of subbing. Thank you very, very much. Absolutely appreciate it. Oh, what a fun way to come back. So, yes, got to Japan. Barely even seemed to notice the jet lag. Was off for like a day or two, and just then we were just full on into doing the Japan stuff, and it was absolutely off the hook awesome. Absolutely awesome. I am using the Wave XLR Pro. Is it worth it? I think so. I mean, it gives me so many different ways to route audio. I'm only using like 10% of it at this point, but I really like it. I really like it. Some people have had some struggles with it, mostly software related, but the actual the actual hardware product itself has been absolutely wonderful. One of the little things I really like about it is how there's a headphone jack in the front of it, so I don't have to route my headphones behind it and stuff. So I have fully enjoyed the XLR Pro. So yeah, went to Japan, got back, and it totally kicked my butt. Testing an app called Time Shifter. I heard of that from a friend after I'd basically gotten back to normal. So that accounts for 4 of the 6 weeks I was gone. Actually, it accounts for more like 5 of the 6 weeks that I was gone. The last week was just got home. I was going to stream last week. I was fully planning on streaming last week. I was feeling pretty much back to normal. And work stuff. So one super exciting thing that I want to report. For those of you who are long time on the stream, you know that I've been working on this big construction logistics app, which has taken over probably, I mean, it's been a lot of time. It's taken a lot of time out of my schedule. And today, chat, I just finished the last extremely complicated feature for the app. And the client is really, really good with winding down the active work and putting it into a maintenance mode, which will be like not, I mean, some weeks if something goes down, it might be a bunch of work, but for the most part, it's going to be maintenance mode going forward. You know, in about 2 weeks, I think we're going to transfer to maintenance mode. They want me fully available for testing this final feature coming out, but then we're going to wrap this thing down into maintenance mode, which means that essentially 100% of my time, or we'll say 90% of my time at that point will be able to go towards OBS work, between the Elgato work, between the core work I'm doing for the OBS team, and plugin work. We'll be jumping full on into OBS. And yes, this is for the same company, Rambling Geek. This is for the same company. So that is super excited. Rambling Geek is asking, we got the deck completed. No, I have not done anything on the deck. That's one of the projects that I think we're going to work on a bit here going forward, Rambling Geek. I started to see how much of a pain in the butt it was going to be to wire things up. So I actually do want to make a PCB that'll make plugin stuff super, super easy. And so we're gonna have a stream coming up here where we're gonna design the PCB and do that. We also, before TwitchCon, so I think I got, what, about 3-4 months to go. I want to get wireless Stream Deck version 2.0 out the door so I can bring it with me to TwitchCon. And that would be awesome. No worries at all, Rambling Geek. So yes, Elgato work has been absolutely off the hook. It has been absolutely amazing. The new Elgato project I'm working on, which I can't talk about yet, but y'all are gonna see when this stuff comes out. When this stuff comes out, it is gonna be absolutely amazing. And one thing that I can absolutely show you on stream is a brand new Elgato product coming out. Isn't that thing cool? Isn't that thing cool? No. I'm just messing with y'all. All I did, it's not even a new Elgato product coming out. It was just my 4KX, my capture card, so you could see. That's all I did. I was just trying to mess with y'all a little bit. I like to troll. You all troll me. You all troll me all the time, Patrick. So when I get the rare opportunity to troll back, I have to. Oh, CAD, this is what I'm talking about, man. This is what I'm talking about. What?
Been tracking down some leads on a case of unnecessary branching with a lack of early exit.
At least it's not
the leaking huge violation of UPC products. Section A or B, not C.
You haven't been able to troll me for
everyone
like a
I've
month.
spoken to thus far has said the same name.
Okay.
Do you know what that name has been?
I'm guessing it's me or
Finite
Patrick or
singularity.
Okay. That figures.
If I'm not mistaken, that's you, is it not, sir?
It is. And why do you?
Is there anything you want to tell me?
No, I'm gonna have some water. Would you like?
Well, I'll
some
be
water?
back with a warrant. You best be ready.
Right? No. Oh.
You know what?
What? Jeez.
I can't stand it. I know you planned it. I will set straight this and/or gate.
Oh yes, indeed. Rugmats redeeming Lumberjack to come out. But yes, the stuff we've got upcoming for Elgato that I'm working on, I am flipping over the moon, y'all. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Oh my goodness, now I'm this color.
You know,
why am I
this
blurry?
code's got a lot of wild underbrush that needs to be logged right out.
I should be sharp.
Time to sharpen that axe and cut away the excess.
I want to sharpen
things running smoothly,
my video.
eh?
Have a good one, Rambling Geek. Thanks for dropping by. Wow, it's like the blur is all out of wonk. Stream stuttered for a second. Yeah, it looks like I dropped 111 frames for some reason. We'll have to figure out what's going on with that. But yeah, do y'all want to hear about Japan? Do y'all want to hear about Japan? Japan was pretty freaking wild, y'all. I can even show you, being me, I made an app for our Japan trip. I actually made an app for the Japan trip. Which You can click on Tokyo. You can see day by day what we're doing in Tokyo. Click on this. See the various stuff. There's all sorts of pictures there. It could take pictures. It stores everything. Yeah, Japan. Yes, we're doing the Japan stuff. So all sorts of fun. When you would go to like one of our events for the day. So let me get a day that has more stuff on it. Yeah, like here was Team Labs Planet. And then whatever we did before that, right? And you would get a thing here that when you click on it, it would open Apple Maps and give you directions on how to get there. And it had our whole schedule day by day, the ability to take pictures. We had a really fun little, let me see here. Am I exposing anything? Not really. But a really fun thing here where we could type in an amount in yen and it would pop out in US dollars, which was really convenient on the trip. A bunch of useful phrases in Japanese that you could like try to say and whatever. I will say the food in Japan did not disappoint, and I had extremely high expectations. Does anyone else see the audio lagging? I know that's been happening to me a bit, C64 on Twitch lately, so it might be a Twitch problem. Okay, I think it's on your end. And YOLO, good to see you. C64, good to see you. Theo, I didn't even say hello to everyone. Hello, Theo, Rugmat. Rambler Geek, we were chatting with X, who came in with the amazing sub. Patrick, the Growly Bear. We got everyone here. Everyone is here. It's so much fun. Maybe it desynced when I lagged, possibly. Don't they have like 100 Kit Kat flavors? Yes, and there was only one that I ate. Madstone Gaming over on YouTube. Welcome to the stream. Greetings to you as well. I know, YOLO, I know. But yes, they have like 100 Kit Kat flavors. The first one I had, I liked so much, and I actually didn't see many of the other Kit Kat flavors. But the matcha, I found I am a big fan of all the Japanese matcha treats, or maca. I think it's pronounced matcha. It was so good. It was so good. So let's see. Why don't I just do a quick synopsis of the trip that won't be so quick because it was so much fun. We arrived. We flew from Minneapolis all the way to Haneda Airport in Tokyo, which is a long 12-hour flight. And this was one of those flights. Typically, we go full on back of the plane, the close to the least expensive tickets we can get. We can't go the bottom tickets because those you can't select your seats, and we want to sit together. So we typically get the economy seats where you can select your seats. For this trip, it wasn't very much more at all to do Comfort Plus. Yes, those are the coach seats that have like 2 more inches of legroom. 3 more inches of legroom, which for me, I'm about, not to brag or anything, but I'm about 6 foot tall. Those, for a 12-hour flight, I figured we're doing this. We're doing this. We're getting on the plane, and the guy in front of me, I'm in the aisle, and then Mrs. Singularity's next to me, and then Mini Singularity is in the window seat, and then Finite Jr., who's 17, he's across the aisle from me in the other aisle seat, right? In the middle aisle seat. Of course, we get on the plane, and the guy in front of me has decided, before everyone has even boarded the plane, we're like some of the first people on the plane, he has decided to recline his seat all the way, making it so much more of a pain in the butt to get in the seat. But whatever, I digress. I was only a little irritated. But yes, watched movies for the 12 hours on the way to Japan with a screen that was fairly close because this said individual did not unrecline the seat from max recline, until the flight attendant made him do so for takeoff and then immediately reclined and then made him do so for landing. And then he immediately reclined again after we landed. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he had back issues or something and it was like super, super uncomfortable, but it was a bit annoying. Keep this in mind for the end of the trip. So we land in Tokyo. We get all of our bullet train stuff set up because we got the JR Rail Pass. We found our way to our hotel and already stopped at like 2 or 3 different 7-Elevens to pick up snacks and everything. And we all passed out at around 8 o'clock that night and woke up very, not too early in the morning the next day. The next day, this is the one thing that I highly recommend if you go to Japan and you've never been there. It's not super, super expensive, but we hired a private guide for the day who met us at our hotel and took us on the subway and took us all around and everything, taught us how to do, like, how do you do the subway? Because there's some little bitty differences and everything's in Japanese, of course. So it's a little bit hard to figure out. So he walked us through everything, went to some really cool sites. We went to this old house, which is one of the few houses that survived World War II. So one of the few old wooden houses left in Tokyo. We went to a museum. We went to a Buddhist temple and saw this fire ceremony, which was super cool. And then ended the day, he dropped us off at the Tokyo Sky Tree, which is like the highest observation deck in Tokyo. We ate and had food there, went to the top, enjoyed that. Then went home and crashed, and that was day 1, which was a lot of fun. Day 2, we went to something called Team Lab, and you can't describe what Team Lab is. Team Lab is this like interactive art exhibit, and that's about all I can say about it. Like, it was one of the coolest things I've ever done. By the time we spent about 3.5 hours there, and by the time we were done, it was like sensory overload, but in a really good way. And it was this and it's hard to describe what it is. It's like all these interactive art things. At one point, you're like walking in knee-deep water, and it's absolutely wild. So if you ever go to Japan, definitely go to Team Lab. Team Lab, I think it was Team Lab Planets. Which one was it? It was Team Lab Planets. Yes. Go to Team Lab Planets. And then we had lunch around there, and then we went to this thing called Small World, which is this museum that I think they could only do in Japan. And it's all miniatures. It's like the city of Tokyo in miniature, and then it's like 4 floors or something like that. And like they had miniature trains going around, and as the train would pass, there'd be lights on in the train, and the train car's like this big, and you'd look in and there were like millimeter tall people painted in the train. I mean, it was super cool. It was the kind of thing that like one of my friends suggested we do, and I was like, oh yeah, that sounds kind of cool. We'll give it a try. And I thought we were gonna like go there for like an hour and then be done with it. We stayed for like 3 hours. Everyone was it was super, super cool. Let's see, what else did we do that day? We had amazing sushi, and let's see, did we do anything else on... I think that was kind of it by the end of the day. We went back and checked out some stuff near our hotel and everything. And yeah, it was pretty awesome. Day 3, we went to Shibuya Crossing, that's the most busy pedestrian crossing in the world. You see the pictures of it. Like it's one of those experiences you just got to do when you're in Japan. We also went to the Nintendo store and Pokemon store, and in this same mall area there, they had a Godzilla store, which was super, super awesome. And after all the Shibuya Crossing stuff, we went to the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building, which has a free observation deck that's like 50 stories off the ground, and you can see all of Tokyo going off in the distance. When we went to the top of the Tokyo Sky Tree, which is taller, everything was overcast and you couldn't see a whole lot. When we went to the top of the Metropolitan Building, you had this absolutely incredible dinner. And let's see, what else did we do? We ended up, I think, getting Italian food that night because we could not find a good Japanese place that didn't have like a 2-hour wait, and we were so hungry, and it was good Italian food. And then, you know, kind of went home. Here's an example when we were there. Come on. There's Godzilla making his way over the top of a building, a giant Godzilla. It was pretty cool. We saw Godzilla all over the place. I think I got a picture of me. Yes, here we go. So there is Shibuya Crossing, just a selfie. It doesn't look as impressive in the selfie, but it was pretty flippin' cool. What was this? Oh, this was that morning. That morning before we did all this. Do I have? Oh, I should find it. We went to a breakfast place where they made these souffle pancakes, where the pancakes are like this thick. And they bring it to you, and if you jiggle the plate, the whole pancake tower like jiggles. It was absolutely incredible. We had to wait like an hour and a half to get in there, but it was absolutely worth the wait. Let's see, what did we do the next day? The next day was pretty wild. We had our samurai and ninja experience. So it was this samurai and ninja museum, and you had the opportunity to actually learn how to swing a katana, how to sort of use a katana. I mean, it was fairly brief, and how to throwing stars, and then also how to do like blow dart guns and stuff like that. And they had you dress all up. I should see if there's a picture of just me. I think it might all be of the family. I might be able to it was off the hook, fun and hilarious. Let me just see if I can I find a picture of, hold on. I took a few pictures on vacation, as you might think. Let's see. Do I have one of just me? I've got one of me. Yeah, let's see. The one picture of just me in the ninja suit. Looking absolutely ridiculous. Let's see. Is there any? I don't think there's any more of just me. And there are the boys with their swords. Oh wait, maybe there's one. No. None other ones of just me. So it was so much fun, Cad. But here's the one gotcha on that. Are any photos of just weapons? No photos of just weapons. I mean, I've got photos of the boys holding katanas. And I could show you. Hold on. I will be right back, chat. I will be right back, because this is a story that goes on throughout the rest of the trip. Hold on. Okay. So. Oop. This is not the real deal. but this is a full-on replica katana. So, it does look cool. It does look cool. I would not have chosen to bring a replica katana home with me. My two boys, on the other hand, they used their money, and they decided they wanted these katanas, which were not inexpensive, but you know, really good, really good thing for a kid to bring back, right? I mean, those are like, they're an aluminum zinc blade. So they're like actual metal blades, and it has the weight of an actual katana. It turns out in Japan, you cannot export a real katana without going through like 6 weeks of paperwork. And one of the pieces of it being a real katana is if it is made out of steel. This aluminum zinc, you can't really sharpen it. It won't hold an edge. And so it's dull on the edge. You still could probably do some damage with it. And it's brittle. So if you actually like really whacked something with it, it would probably shatter. So it's a display replica, but full weight, kind of in like, I mean, it feels and looks like the real deal. We'll just say that. So this is like the 4th day of the trip. The boys want their katanas. We buy the katanas, and we are assured, oh, the boxes that they come in, you can just, you know, if you get a large suitcase, it'll fit in the large suitcase. You know, I might have been a little too jet lagged, because there's no flipping way that thing was fitting in any suitcase. I mean, it was like a foot longer than diagonally across our big giant suitcase that we brought with us. So there was no way we were getting that in a suitcase. Plus, you're not allowed to just throw them in a suitcase, which I found out after we got back to our hotel, and I started looking into how are we going to get these darn things home. Because they are replica weapons and look and feel like a weapon, they need to be in a hard-sided, lockable case. We just spent like $400 on these stupid swords. And now I'm in Japan, and I gotta figure out, where am I going to get a hard-sided case that can hold 2 katanas, and it needs to be lockable? And oh, by the way, you also need to find TSA compatible locks for it. Yeah. So, long story short, hold on, I'll show you what we found. I'll show you what we found. That is a rifle case. It's a lockable rifle case. Now you may ask, in a country where people can't legally own firearms, where on earth would you find a hard-sided, lockable rifle case? The answer is, and I did not know this until I started doing some research, apparently airsoft is an incredibly popular hobby in Japan, and Osaka, the second place we went after Tokyo, has a ton of like airsoft places. And I found one. We walked there with the katanas in their boxes, and the 2 guys who actually ran the airsoft place, they like barely spoke any English, and so we're trying to use Google Translate, and I'm like, I'm trying to figure out, I need a hard-sided case to bring these 2 replica katanas back home. They're like, they see the katanas and they're immediately like, oh, this is cool, right? Because, I mean, they're into airsoft and all that kind of stuff. And they had this case. It was only $40. It was on clearance because a new one had come in, and it has holes for locks and everything in it. Later on, when we were in Osaka, I went to, it's a camera store, except it's a camera store on 6 levels that has like everything. It's like they used to be a camera store, but now it's like you could literally get anything there. And sure enough, they had TSA compatible locks, and so we were able to get locks for the thing. And then we had to go through all this testing stuff at the airport where they hold a magnet to the blade and everything to see if it's steel, and they made it home. We did have to lug them every single place we went. I joked with the boys, sort of joking, but sort of serious. I was like, when you're 50 years old and I'm an old man and I come over to your house, I expect these katanas to be in a place of honor over your fireplace or in your dining room somewhere. You do not realize it, but you just became those katana people. At least whenever I come over to your house, because, man, that was such a pain to get those things back. But hey, the boys absolutely loved them. They're still over the moon that they've got them. I'm going to help them 3D print some wall mounts for them for their rooms and stuff, which should be pretty cool. So let's see. That same day after we went to our ninja experience, Dad got a replica when he did training. It's the ones that are full metal but not sharp. You could have probably bought them. Yeah, Dimitri, exactly. I mean, you can buy them on, I think you can even get them on Amazon or something like that. These ones, we looked up the manufacturer, and they are like their lower line. They do like museum quality replicas and things like that. And it was the boys got their katanas in Japan, so you can't put a price tag or an inconvenience tag on that, right? But yes, it is. They are the full metal ones that are not sharp, and you absolutely can get them locally. Although this particular manufacturer, the ones that we got were about twice as expensive here in the States. So I guess we got that going for us. The yen is really weak right now, so you can get some stuff for a really, really good price. So after we did the samurai and ninja class, we already did that, Dimitri. We did a samurai and ninja class, and that's where they found these replicas, and that's where they wanted to buy them. So so we have gone through that whole thing. That evening or that afternoon, we went to Akihabara, which is, I will just say, I want to go back to Tokyo, and I could spend a week in Akihabara. Akihabara was absolutely phenomenal. Akihabara, for those who don't know, is like the electronics central of Tokyo. So it's this like probably like 8 or 10 block by 8 or 10 block area, and you can literally find a shop for every single electronics related anything. If I lived anywhere near you, I'd have for sure asked you to buy me some cameras. So one of the things that I found, okay, speaking of cameras, in Akihabara, there is the, what is that? Hold on. Let me get the name of, Yodobashi Camera is this store. Like I said, it's 6 floors, and they literally have everything. Coming up an escalator, there was a section probably the size of the floor plan of my house. Oh, thank you for the tier 1 gift sub, X, to Dimitri. Super, super awesome of you. Absolutely appreciate that. Enjoy the gift sub, Dimitri. definitely enjoy it. So Yodobashi camera, come up this escalator. There's a section that's probably the same as the footprint of my house. So, I mean, not a small area. And all it is electric shavers. And then, I mean, they had everything. And I finally got to the camera section. Hold on. Let me just scroll here. And I will show you what I found in the camera section. Just, you know, just sitting there. Just sitting there. That is probably a $35,000 camera body, lens, mic, and tripod setup. It was unbelievable. That'd be a good streaming rig. Yeah, if you wanted to like zoom in on a single pore in the middle of my forehead, maybe. I mean it's that stupid expensive Sony I think it was the 800 millimeter lens. It was absolutely insane. Talk about a high trust society indeed. The one thing about Yodobashi camera, I was completely and totally overwhelmed. Like it was too much. I would need to go there for like 15 minutes at a time because after about a half hour, everything was just kind of a blur. But we absolutely loved going to Akihabara. And as we were walking around, the one place, and I posted this, those G lenses are not cheap. Years ago, about yeah. And the really big ones, Dimitri, are like so expensive. It's like I think that lens is like a $14,000 lens or something like that. I mean, in the US. I've never actually seen one in person, but just to see it sitting there. And then it was the top of the line Sony cinema body, the A7 something, like it was the one that costs, you know, your other arm and leg. And then I think that the tripod was like a couple $1,000 tripod, and then they had this incredible audio mixer set up run through it. It was just surreal. Like you don't just see something like that sitting out. So outside of Yodobashi camera, you walk about 2 blocks and you come here. Does anyone know? Let's see if I can zoom in. Does anyone know what this store is? Because a lot of y'all here might absolutely fall in love with this store. So this store, Pac-Man Arcades, close. This store is a store called Super Potato. That's what it's called. I didn't come up with the name. It is 3 floors of every piece of retro gaming you could ever imagine. I mean, like, here's an end cap with like every different Game Boy ever made available. They had an original Pong. Let's see, what do we got here? I mean, just, you know, just a Jaguar and a couple Neo Geos and other retro consoles just sitting on a shelf kind of haphazardly. What else did we see here? And it's set up like someone's basement. It's like random shelves everywhere. You want an N64? You pick out your N64. They had an N64 behind a piece of glass, and it was $12,000. Most of these N64s were like $70 or something like that. There was one behind a piece of glass, and it had a little sign next to it with probably what it was, and the Google Translate wouldn't really tell me what it was. It was $12,000. So I have no idea what that N64 was. But here you go. We got Rob. We got the Nintendo Rob just sitting there. We got Sega Saturns and Sega Dreamcasts. Let's see. Just like what those were Dreamcast games. Oh yeah, here's just like basically every like Game Boy game ever, just like on a shelf. I mean, it was surreal. It was absolutely surreal, and it was so much fun. What you're saying is you're moving to Japan and starting a retro game. I wouldn't be able to start a retro games shop, Dimitri. It's already there. It's already there. So yeah, that was absolutely incredible going to Akihabara. The next day, I believe the next day is the day that we then... Yes, the next day is the day that we traveled to Osaka. So we took the bullet train to Osaka, and the bullet train, oh my god, the Shinkansen is the coolest thing ever. You get on this thing, you sit down. I had an app on my phone that would use GPS to tell you how fast you were going. As we get out of Tokyo, we hit 174 miles an hour. I have no idea what that is in metric, but it's flipping fast. And it's smooth as butter. It's so cool. It's so cool. So we got to Osaka. We did Dotonbori, which is incredible, amazing food. We got the case for the katanas. How you doing, Boom? Thank you very much. Let's see. Dotonbori was absolutely amazing. We then went to the Osaka Castle the next day. The Osaka Castle, I wouldn't recommend it. Go to the grounds and see it. It's super impressive on the outside. The museum on the inside, part of it was we'd already been to like 3 different Japanese history museums as well as the Osaka History Museum that morning. And it was just kind of a rehash of all that. We were hoping to like see the insides of the castle, but it was rebuilt recently. It was rebuilt and by recently I mean like in the 50s or something like that. So it was set up as a museum inside. The following day, we went to Himeji Castle. And now Himeji Castle, that was freaking amazing. So let me just pull up a picture here of Himeji Castle. I mean, y'all are probably bored out of your minds. I'm sitting here talking about my vacation. Himeji Castle. Oh yeah, here was I had to take a picture. My 2 kids walking down the street of Osaka with a gun case with 2 samurais in there, or is it 2 katanas in there? And my older, he kept like grinning. I was like, "What, did you feel like John Wick or something?" And he's like, "Yeah." Let's see. Where is Himeji Castle? Oh, that's Osaka Castle. Hold on. It was the next day we went to Himeji Castle. It was a rainy day, but there is Himeji Castle. It was super cool. And on the inside, they had it restored as the castle was. And this is one of the oldest still around castles in Japan. It was one of the only castles that wasn't destroyed in World War II. And so they've restored it to be, you know, as it was like 400 years ago inside, and you go up through it, and we had the audio guide thing telling us about everything. It was absolutely incredible. So I would highly, highly recommend Himeji Castle. And then there's these stunning gardens that are all around it, which I also would highly, highly recommend. Let me see. Do I have, yeah, there you go. There's the proof that I was at Himeji Castle. It's kind of all getting blown out in that picture, but then the gardens. I mean, here's just like one shot of the gardens. It's gonna kill the green screen. Oh, you can't even see it. Never mind. Disadvantage of having a green screen. It's a little bit hard, but the gardens were absolutely incredible. Then we went to the what was that called? The Umeda Sky building. We were all about getting up high and seeing. We hung out at the Umeda Sky building for a while, which is the highest outdoor escalator, which is pretty wild. You forget I'm on a green screen all the time. I do too. Lurk away, X. Lurk away. Let's. Where did my app that I made go? There we go. Yeah. So we went to the Umeda Sky building. The next day we went to the Nintendo Museum, which I couldn't take any pictures in because they don't allow any pictures. The Nintendo Museum was absolutely amazing. It was so cool. They had like displays. You've been in front of the Magic Castle in Epcot Disney World. It's slightly more impressive in person, Cat. The Nintendo Museum, they had these huge displays. The coolest thing for me was these huge displays, and they had like the original artwork from the developers from like Legend of Zelda and Super Mario Brothers. They had like grid paper set up where they drawn in where all the sprites and the level design and everything was from back when they originally did that. And it was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Rambling Geek was listening on the way home when Ethan and he went to Disney World, Florida last year. You did the Savi's workshop and build our own lightsabers. So when anyone asks, it unlocks the conversations of the trip. So yeah, absolutely, Rambling Geek. I joke about it. I'm so glad that they got the swords and brought them back. I'm glad we were able to get them back, because for a little while it was like, ooh, are we going to be able to get these things back? I don't know. And then we went to a temple called Fushimi Inari Taisha. I think I'm probably saying that completely wrong. But this temple is, hold on, I gotta grab some other pictures. I'll just show one. It's on the side of this mountain. Let's see. And you walk these paths up this mountain, and there are 10,000 of these torii gates that you walk through. You walk for like 2-3 miles, and you're constantly walking through torii gates. Let's see if I can. Yeah, it's the back of the boys, so I'm okay. Like it looks like this when you're walking through. It's super cool. And you go up to the top of the peak of this mountain, and it's absolutely amazing. The next day, we went to Hiroshima. And I'm not going to talk a whole lot about Hiroshima because I'll start getting very emotional. It was intense. And if you're ever in Japan, do yourself a favor. Go to Hiroshima. Go to the Hiroshima Peace Park and Museum. It'll give you a perspective. It'll give you some perspective. It was one of the most surreal feelings because it was so poignant, so heavy, and yet incredibly hopeful at the same time. Like they did an absolutely phenomenal job. But while we were there is a dish that's native to that area, and I couldn't tell you the name of it. Can't exactly remember the name of it. But there is a store that's 4 floors and has vendors that make this. You sit at like a giant grill thing and they make it in front of you. And that's a mix of like noodles and pork, and there was like cabbage in it, and it was absolutely phenomenal. So I highly recommend that one as well. In the end, here is what it ends up looking like. And because there's green onions on the top, the green screen's gonna go right through, so I can't even really similar to the Twin Towers in New York. You know, For me, Hiroshima, and I experienced, not directly, but I had just gone to graduate school in New Jersey. I had just moved in 2 days before 9/11, and so I was out there, within 20 miles of them. It's not hibachi, Steve. What is it called? Hold on, now I gotta look it up. Let's see here. Dish, skillet, noodles, cabbage. Let me see if I can find it. It's like a noodle cabbage pancake. It's called okonomiyaki. But even having been that close on 9/11, what they've done in Hiroshima hit me even harder. I mean, the 9/11 memorial in that area is absolutely an amazing experience. Yes, Decors. Yes, that is it. I still am not good at pronouncing. And not taking anything away from that, Hiroshima was absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So yes, that was our last full day in near Osaka. We took the bullet train down and did that. And then the following 2 days, we took the bullet train down to a city called Mishima and then took a bus up to I'm going to totally not get the name right here. To Lake Kawaguchi. And it was, well, I'll just show you the view from our hotel room looking across the lake at Mount Fuji. It was absolutely incredible. And we spent a couple days right around Mount Fuji doing a lot of hiking. The place we stayed at was an onsen, which is like it's like a natural hot spring spa kind of a thing. And so we fully enjoyed the onsen. It was absolutely incredible. You live in Oklahoma, went to the Murrah Building Memorial, listened to the recording. The courtroom across the street was going on at the time. I heard the boom and slightly jumped. Yeah, those, it's important, right? It's important to remember those things, and learn from them. I will say that the Peace Museum, they did not censor anything. They had photographs that were taken immediately after. They had videos of survivors telling their stories and what they saw. And like I said, it was absolutely haunting. But as I said, there was also so much hope that they put. I mean, they named it a peace museum, a peace park. And so the whole concept around it is to find peace, which was an incredible presentation. Just I don't know if presentation is the right word, but the way what they did, what they built was absolutely phenomenal. So yes, after 2 days at Fuji, we made our way back and flew home, and I started the story with the guy in the seat in front of me who decided he was going to fully recline before anyone had even gotten on the plane. Somehow the flight back, I got in a worse situation because the seat in front of me broke, and the recline went about 3 times further than any other seat on the plane, to the point that when the person in front of me reclined all the way, the 2 other seats were reclined all the way, because these are long international flights. People are going to recline. Mrs. Singularity, who was sitting next to me, could fully see the head of the person reclined. The screen, now keep in mind, I'm in a Comfort Plus seat, so I've got the extra legroom. The screen of the reclined seat was here. I couldn't get out of my seat without putting up the armrest. And tried to let the person in front of me know, and their response was just to shrug and sit and, like, give me a dirty look. I'm not proud of this, but I may have accidentally hip-checked their seat every time I had to get up to go to the bathroom. I mean, I honestly almost didn't have an option. I literally had to open the armrest to even get out of the seat. I pointed it out to the flight attendant, and the flight attendant was like, "Well, what do you want me to do about it?" Yeah, it was not fun. So that was an 11-hour flight. They did not unrecline for the entire flight. It was pretty bad. But then we got back in the United States and all was good. Hold on, Oliver the dog wants to go upstairs, so I'm going to take him upstairs. Yep, you hear him barking. And then I'll be back and we're going to do a little bit of planning for about 50 minutes here. Oh my gosh, dog, calm down. Calm down. I did document and complain about the experience, and oh my god. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Okay. No, Sean. Calm down never does work. But I still say it every time. Yeah, so documented and spoke to Delta's customer service, and yeah, they gave me a $50 voucher for future travel. Like, thanks a lot, y'all. Thanks a lot, but whatever. I'm not gonna let that I'm not gonna let that who said calm down? I say calm down all the time to Oliver the dog, Herb. Welcome on in, by the way. You missed me going over the whole Japan trip. You'll have to watch the VOD if that's something of interest to you. Because it was a incredible journey. Okay, so I figured the next step, the next thing we want to do, I've got until noon, so it's a little bit of a short stream. I've got some pretty big deliverables here for both Elgato and OBS, so I can't spend too much time streaming today. But I figured we could start plotting out what we need to do with my current plugins. To start getting a plan, because I've really kind of fallen off the wagon when it comes to the plugin work for my plugins. I've been doing a ton for Elgato, but I haven't given very much attention to my plugins, and I think I need to get a plan. I think that's the big thing. I need to figure out what needs getting done. So let's grab a notepad here. Look at that. Look at that. And let's start going down the line. Okay, so plugin number one. Plugin number one is going to be composite blur. So what things need to get done with composite blur? Let's take a look at, I will open a Firefox window here, and we will go to the GitHub. Oh, GitHub's achievements list. Yeah, I was looking, all of a sudden I saw I had like achievements on GitHub. I'm like, what is this? Let let's see. So we're going to go to github.com/finite/OBS composite blur. And let's see, what issues do we have here potentially? Yes, so this is the big one. Composite blur does not work with the experimental metal renderer on Mac OS. So that is one of the things I need to get figured out. Chatted with you on Discord about an advanced issue, but I don't remember if I put it in GitHub. I think you did. I think you did. And I think I've actually already fixed it, but I need to cut a release. So we've got the metal renderer. Error compiling shaders. I don't... Oh, this is... So this is all going to be fixed. Kind of automatically. Enable smoothing in pixelate filter breaks effect mask. Okay. Lyndon, if you're around, I apologize. I never did get to this, did I? And it was like over a year ago. Oh my God, I'm so bad. Let's see. So this is the... Let's see. I'm just going to put in number 131 for that bug. Let's see. Bug title here. I guess we'll look into that one. Can I open share? No directory, but the file is there. Okay, so this is more of the Linux stuff. So one of the things we're gonna do is Linux Flatpak. I gotta finally just buckle down and do that. The other thing we need to do is create new plugin format version. This is for OBS 33 coming up. So if you make plugins, Exceldro, if you're here, I don't think you are. I will be releasing. I'll be working with the OBS team to release. Holy cow, Barry, coming on in with the tier 1 sub, 15 months. I'm doing well. How are you, Barry? Thank you very, very much for the sub. I absolutely appreciate it. So I'm going to be is OBS 33 going to break plugins? No, yes. Depending on how you look at it, boom. So there's going to be a new format for plugins, which is what's going to be used in the probably next version of OBS after 33. I don't know if it'll be 33.2 or whatever, or if it'll be 34. For being able to install plugins directly in OBS. That is the goal. Did we preemptively reach out to Logi about this? Not yet. Not yet. And so we need to change the format of plugins a bit. What we are doing is rolling it out over 2 or 3 releases. So if you install OBS 33 when it comes out, and let's say you've got a portable install and you just update it and you have all your plugins in the format and located where they are, you will be able to use those plugins. However, in the plugin manager, they will come up as legacy. And after 2 versions, we are going to drop legacy support of the plugins. So it'll probably be a year that people and plugin authors will have to update, because it's literally just a structural change. You don't have to change the code at all. It's just where the plugin files live. A plugin store. Exactly, Eric. That is the goal. OBS 33 releases with all of the backend stuff to do this, but doesn't have it built out. The next major release of the plugin manager, which again, I don't know if that'll be 33.1 or 33.2 or 34, depending on how long it takes, will have the ability to take these .obs plugin files or whatever we call them and drag and drop them, or click an install button to select a file, and it will install the plugin that way. Once that is fully working, the OBS team is planning on building out a plugin repository that can be browsed from directly within OBS, and you'll be able to just see all available plugins, click on one, click install, and boom, you've got the plugin. So that is the plan. So we want to get Composite Blur in the new plugin format, which is great. What else? might be here. These are features. We already sort of did a motion blur. I was never able to replicate this. And this will get all fixed with the other stuff. To community or official plugins. So it's going to be community plugins, but there is going to be an even higher sort of review process for things that go in the plugin store. So any plugin author will be able to do it. It'll all be reviewed and everything, and then those community plugins will go into the store and become available, and so on and so forth. So the issue using the new format to get in the repository, but the legacy format will... Exactly, boom. And I'm also planning on building a tool that will essentially move files around for you in the right places for the new plugin format. Decors, I have a new feature improvement request for composite blur currently. Even when the blur radius is set to 0, there's a subtle visual difference. Huh. Decors, if you could open an issue on this with reproduction steps, I am absolutely happy to take a look at that, because that should not happen. I specifically designed composite blur so that when blur is 0, it's supposed to just pass the video through and not touch it. And so I'd like to see if it's a particular blur algorithm that's doing this, or if it's on Mac OS or something like that. Like just with reproduction steps, that would be fantastic. And I will 100% look into it, because that is something that here, and I'll give you a link right to the issue. So yes, I really would appreciate it if you open an issue on that one, because it shouldn't be doing that. And I would like to fix it. Nerdo, we know how you doing. I hope you are having a fantastic day. Okay, so I think that's about it for composite blur for now. The Apple verified developer token stuff should come along with this too, but let's just we'll leave it at that. Those are the things I want to get done with composite blur. Sound good? Sounds good to me. Okay, next up, we have got the second plugin I wrote, Stroke Glow Shadow. And now I'm actually working on a branch here that fixes one of the big issues I've had with Stroke Glow Shadow, which is this color banding. So hopefully that is now fixed. I also believe that this should be fixed already. I'll have to look into that, because I think that's an install issue. Feature outline. Okay, I'll have to look at if we want to do that as well. So let's see here. So we're going to say Stroke Glow Shadow. Step 1 is going to be testing of banding color issue fix, which is already done. Testing on metal renderer to make sure we're compatible with this. Metal renderer. It's such a hard, you know what, we're just gonna say metal renderer compatibility. That'll include the testing. And then again, we're gonna do Linux Flatpak and Apple verified developer. Oh, and also create the new plugin. There we go. So I think that's what needs to be done for Stroke Glow Shadow. This was a big issue that I'd been banging my head against for 6 months and I couldn't figure out. And right before I left for Japan, I was messing around with it and I think I fixed it. The problem I ran into is every time I fixed this, it broke something else with the color. But I think I figured out where it was going wrong. But we'll definitely need to test that. Let's see. What other things might we want to zoom in position sliders for fill type source? I hear the dog barking upstairs. What is he barking at? There we go. We'll put that one in there. Inner and outer strokes simultaneously. That actually might be pretty hard. We'll see. Outlining. And we'll see. These ones I'm not sure how much of a lift that's going to be, but we can look into that. Okay, then we've got advanced masks. A lot of issues on advanced masks. Does not work when recording in HD. Yeah, I gotta really look into. Here's your bug. Boom, which I fixed. So this is fixed. There's a couple things that were fixed, but I haven't pushed the update. So fixes already in place. Test, push, update. Let's see. Look into HDR issues. Adjustment. Chroma key as an adjustment mask. I am not exactly sure how useful that would be, but I use that effect so much. Which one? The BSM alpha mask? Let's see. Then we're gonna have Linux Flatpak again, and we're going to have Metal Renderer. Some things are definitely getting repeated here, so I think we got all those. And this will be one of these things where once we get everything set up for Apple Verified Developer on one, we can just apply the same. And same with Flatpak. We can apply it to like all of them pretty easily. I know we started the Flatpak stuff before. But let's see here. So we've got that. We've got OBS retro effects, which yeah, I'm gonna probably end up closing that one because they didn't actually provide any information. Phosphor mask scale. This one is actually a lot trickier. Flatpak is listed here. Hey, Student Debt, how you doing? You don't just use it because it's named after you, Boom? So, for retro effects, I've gone through test/cleanup code for all new effect refactors. So I've refactored like most of the effects and improved, like the NTSC filter is even more physically accurate, as the VHS effect has a ton more to it. I've added a bunch to it, but only on a local build. So we got to test and clean up the code for all those. Linux Flatpak. Oh, I forgot to put create new plugin format for this one. Now, as we create the new plugin format, maybe one thing we should do, because the OBS team wants me to modify or update the plugin template to use all the new formats and everything. I would love to get a way to build and put things in the old format and the new format. That would be ideal if possible. So we're gonna need to. OBS is a pretty cool base. Tutorial on how to update plugins in 33, or is it not that hard? It's really not that hard. I'm gonna make a script in OBS to do it. We'll add a menu item, probably in the plugin manager, to convert plugins over. It's pretty straightforward. So let's see. So we got Flatpak. We got to check the metal renderer. And then Apple verified dev. I'm going to do it for you. Yes. Well, hopefully the plugin authors will also do it for you. Okay, so that's retro effects. What do we have next? Then we have like what, the noise plugin? I want to redo noise so bad. I literally have only released a 1.0 version of noise. Well, pull request to it. No one's opened issues on it. Noise is like noise. No one uses noise, but it's like one of my most used plugins for me. Let's see. One thing I want to do with noise is convert noise, let's see here, true noise generation to texture plus sampling. What about dissolve? So here's the problem with dissolve, Zombie. I'm doing things in dissolve that OBS technically doesn't allow you to really do. And it turns out that one of the things I was doing on Windows in many, many cases could cause all sorts of crashing and could bring down OBS and all sorts of problems. Which is why it hasn't been released, because I haven't figured out how to not make it reliably crash OBS a lot. And it was so frustrating I didn't want to work on it on stream because you'd see me pulling my hair out, and yeah. So boom, this is actually what this is all about here. So what the noise plugin does right now is it actually generates true, not true noise, but true pseudo noise internally, which GPUs are very not efficient at doing. One thing that we can do is we can switch, instead of actually generating noise, we can provide a noise texture. And that noise texture, we do basically what ends up being one random sample per pixel, where we randomly sample. And that way we can seed it and everything so it doesn't look the same every time, but it's sampling noise randomly from an existing noise sample texture, which is probably an order of magnitude more efficient. It's like seriously more efficient, because we can then just encode 3D noise, like 3-color noise sample from that, and it's way more efficient. It was one of those, I did it this way, and I should have probably thought about if I should do it this way, not just can I do it this way. And so I want to convert noise to use texture sampling to, oh my god, dog. Why is the gate open? Hold on, just a second. I'll be right back, chat. Okay. So yes, moving to this texture sampling, which still is random. It's still pseudo-random noise, and it won't look the same every time. Everyone gets afraid when I start talking about that. They're like, what, you're just going to provide a texture and just use that every time? How's that going to look different for every run? But it will. So, and it'll be much more efficient. And then again, we've got to go through all of these, basically all of these guys right here for noise as well. And then new forms of noise, question mark? Maybe we add some new types of noise to it. Okay, so there's what I'm thinking for the noise plugin. Lurk away, boom. Noise has been your kryptonite on Linux. Yeah, no, noise is GPU intensive. We'll just leave it at that. Okay, then we have quick access utility. Here's my debate, chat. Here's my debate. I love quick access utility. I actually have a branch that I started doing on my own that does a bunch of stuff that Andy Lippy does in his new plugin. One of the things it does is create a dock for you where when you click on a given source, it gives you quick access to all of the settings. So that's this plugin that Andy Lippy wrote a while back. And I chatted with him and I was like, I'm not going to step on your toes. Like, you got yours out and it works. And he said back to me, release yours too. It's always better to have more options. And I know he's really trying to get traction on his plugins. And I'm conflicted, chat. He's given me the go-ahead to do it. And at the same time, I don't want to step on his toes because I like Andy. Andy's great. So do the thing? Do we do the thing? It's actually one of those things that keeps me up at night a little bit. I know he gave me permission, Cad. I know he gave me permission. I just, at the same time, I know he's worked really hard on what he's built. And because of some choices in how StreamUp decides to distribute plugins, his plugins haven't really gained much traction, which is a shame because it's good stuff. And at the same time, like, I don't know. I feel bad. You're giving me permission to got it. Okay. We're gonna leave cow at that. What are my other plugins? Let's see. We got composite blur, circular shadow, retro effects, advanced maths, quick access utility. What other plugins would we need to potentially do stuff on? Circular shadow, composite blur, SVG source. Yeah, that's a part of it, Cad. Having it in separate plugins that's the part for me. Is it really? Is my only other... Yeah, I think SVG source is my only other plugin here. I feel bad too, but some of the stuff is useful but not intuitive, so I've made a couple of my own versions so it's easier. Yeah, well, but I mean, if you're doing that for yourself, Zombie, like, I wouldn't feel bad at all about that. I just, like, you know, when you post it then for other people to download and, you know, it's on the OBS forums and that kind of stuff, it's like, that's where I'm like, so... Let's see. SVG source is my only other plugin. And I think that's, I can't think of anything I want to actually change in it. I just want to do the following. Oh, and the one that I keep forgetting is new plugin format. Oh, I have new plugin format there. There we go. New plugin format. New plugin format. Personally, it's not that I don't trust Andy's plugins. I just know that your plugins are more optimized and never given it. Got it. Yeah, and it's for me, it's not even a matter of trust. It's. I don't like the bundling everything together. It's a jerk move, but like the wheel gets reinvented all the time. Sometimes ones. Yeah, and I mean this one, I was like 70% of the way through developing it when Andy released his, and we had no communication about it. Like I didn't know he was building it or anything. So there's also that aspect that I had been building this, and it will behave a little bit differently than his plugin. It's definitely not like a copy paste of functionality. It is a bit different. So okay. So I think for SVG source, we're going to create the new plugin format. And again, I hope once I get, I want to, this will be part of writing a script to do all this too, where we can just apply it to all the plugins and just be done. And then lastly, we've got dissolve / particles. Make them work without crashing OBS. Hey, Timmy, how you doing? What is going on? Welcome back, future Radar. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Timmy, you gonna be at the TwitchCon this year? Anyone in chat going to TwitchCon San Diego? I'm about to buy my flights. Yes, you are. Awesome. Well, I will see you there, friend. Think we can get all this done before TwitchCon? Oh, by the way, I picked up what I think is the coolest shirt ever when I was in Japan. Check this out. Check this out, chat. How cool is that? If you are a child of the 80s, how cool is that? And then the back of the shirt, let's see if I can do this. Has Stripe, the evil gremlin, on the back. So I saw that shirt and I was like, I grabbed it, and Miss Singularity was like, you need to get this shirt. And I was like, I know I do. I know I do. And I'm like, I'm so glad I got it. I'm so glad I got it. Everything is after midnight. Yeah, don't get it wet. Don't feed after midnight. The third was no bright lights. Yeah, there you go, Timmy. No bright lights. You know Gremlins, but never watch a whole movie, so I know those Gremlins, but I don't know the reference. So the whole concept behind it, 1UP was there's 3 rules. You don't expose them to bright lights, you don't get them wet, and you don't feed them after midnight. So if you expose them to bright lights, they die, right? If you get them wet, they reproduce. And then feeding after midnight, they switch from Gizmo here, which is the like sweet, super nice gremlin, to the evil gremlins that cause all sorts of issues. Mass reproduce like tribbles. Yes. So, and of course, the family gets the gremlin. The family gets the gremlin, and they break all the rules. And so they end up with, well, they break the getting them wet and the feeding after midnight rule, and Gizmo stays good, but all the rest of the gremlins eat, and they all cause all sorts of issues and stuff. When you started dating your wife, she used to wear a Gizmo t-shirt. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, so I was super excited to find that t-shirt. That was like the one thing one of 2 things I bought for myself on the trip. The other thing I bought for myself, I wonder how many people are going to know this reference. Does anyone know this reference? Anyone? It's Gudetama. Gudetama. Who is the lazy egg. He's an egg yolk that's lazy. He's a Japanese character who I've always thought was hilarious. And I was at the airport, and it was like the Gudetama with the little butt. And I was like, oh, I gotta get that. So I gotta put that on one of the laptops. Yes. Cool. Well, I think we got a plan. I think we're gonna just go down the list. I mean, we're gonna have to figure out how to make composite blur work with a metal renderer. We'll go through both of these. Because composite blur actually doesn't have anything like real broken right now. So we'll start, maybe next stream, we'll start with composite blur. And we'll see how far we can get. Then the question becomes, do I make a whole new build system and everything? Which I might do. The other thing I want to figure out, because Pat with OBS is open to this, is how to do a parallel build. The dual Kawase issue with stroke glow shadow. What was the dual Kawase issue with stroke glow shadow? I think that might be fixed as well. What was the dual Kawase issue again? Is there a... Come on. It just doesn't render when selected. I think I might have fixed that already. Let's see. Color banding, glow function. Yeah, why don't you write up a bug report? Yeah, write up a report. That would be appreciated. Then I can track it here, and we'll make sure we get it. So I'd really appreciate it if you open an issue. Okay. Well, we've got all this. I have got a deploy. You'll do it after. Yeah, no worries. No rush on it, zombie. I've got a deploy I need to do, and I need to get some prototype stuff to Elgato. And I need to finish up flat pack work for Plugin Manager. And I'm hungry. So I think we're going to call it here, chat. It wasn't a super long stream, but the important part is that I streamed, because I'd been running into every reason not to stream, and I was starting to get kind of annoyed that I wasn't streaming. So I'm happy to be back streaming. We'll also stream again tomorrow. Did you try Uni? No, I don't think I tried any Uni. Maybe. Wait. Which one's Uni? Oh, the sea urchin? No, I didn't have any of the sea urchin. I did have the and don't take this the wrong way, chat, the octopus balls in Osaka, which are balls of octopus. Not, yeah, takoyaki. Yes. Oh, and it was so good. The food was so good. Oh, and my mom is leaving me a voicemail. Okay, we should probably find someone to raid. I need to go get food. I'm now getting phone calls. Mrs. Singularity just texted me as well. So, let's find someone to raid out to. We could raid Zach. Why don't we raid Mr. Bussy? Yeah, we'll raid Zach. Good short stream. Welcome back. Thank you. It wasn't super short. And yes, our raid call is going to be Finite Raid. And if you have the emotes, we will do plenty of the all-seeing Clarkio eye, and I think there's a heart in there as well because I accidentally clicked it. There you go. For the folks who are over on YouTube, go find someone to say hello to. Thank y'all for hanging out, and I will be back streaming tomorrow. So have a good one, YouTube. Oh, I did it in the wrong place.